Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Monday Sparks with Teams with Hugo. Today, we're going to talk about a really important topic that has been rising since the start of the pandemic about a year and a half ago, which is about mental health. And to talk about mental health, we're going to go a bit more to understand how our brain and bodies interact. And, the physical health is something that we really understand. We understand when our bodies are sore, or when we feel a bit like a fever, or when we are tired. And that response, normally we are able to either go and try to jog, to do exercise, to either lay down and rest. So we understand the dynamic most of the times really well as human beings. If you are able to actually go through the exercise and become a healthy body, that's a different conversation. But we do understand the importance of it and the importance of nutrition. But for mental health, many times it's a bit harder to understand what can we do to secure a mind that actually stills, because for our body to keep healthy, we need to be active. But for our mind to be healthy, we need to actually be still. But to understand our mind, we need to understand our brain and the whole brain. So we know that we have a left and right hemisphere, and we know that the left hemisphere is the one that loves and desires order. So it's more logical, is literal, is linguistic, so it loves words, is also sequential, so it loves lists, so that's why everything that starts with L is very much on the left side of the brain. That's why when you at work are required to do a project and you have to put down and jot down all the activities, you very much get activated by your left brain. So it's like trying to get sequence and tries to get an order of the things you're going to do to try to get the sense of purpose and the sense of activation. And that side of the left brain is the one that we activate a lot and develop very rapidly, especially because of our childhood. If you look at our education system, it's very much based on memories, very much based on order, on logic, and especially if you are more inclined to it. So if, for example, I come from a family that order was important. So at home, very much you had to be like, everything had to be clean, everything had to be arranged. There was always an ordering process for things to be normalized. And if they were not, if the dishes were not clean, or if the room was not structured to be ready for study, you'll get warned or you'll get a reprimand from your parents. So in my case, order became very natural to me and following logic. That's why I love maths and other things. Now, having said all of it, mental health comes very much by how much you develop and interact between the left and the right brain, and also how your brain interacts with your body. And that's very much present on your right part of the brain, which is the one that is non-verbal, that is the one that looks more at the bigger picture, is the one that interprets what your body sends over, and it tries to capture into an emotional feeling. So it's the one that is more the response that you need when you are frustrated, when you are happy. Those are the signals that very much are developed and nurtured by the right brain. And that's one of the things I normally notice, and is a question that I put for you that is listening, which is how much of your right brain do you activate? How much do you express your feelings? How much do you tune in with your body? And that's why mental health is a lot about listening to your body. It's a lot about slowing down. That's why yoga helps so much to connect the brain with the body. That's why meditation allows to slow down and let the brain express everything. Not so much about all the things that come, but about reading the brain and understand what emotions triggers on the body. So that vertical integration is really important, as well as the left integration, which is to understand what the logic is saying to you and allow the right brain to interpret and to have a conversation with it. So for example, the critic voice on your brain is very strong, and it very much comes a bit from the right part of the brain, in the sense of something goes off and you might be putting thoughts on your mind, of you're not good enough, something is wrong with me, and you might push yourself down. That's something that happens very often with high critic voices on your mind. And then the left one can have an important role of saying, this does not follow logic. You are trying to express emotions that are a bit deeper. So let's go into it. And then it puts a bit of sense to it. And then your right brain, again, goes and have a conversation to try to understand where the deeper yearning and the deeper fear comes from. So talking about mental health is a lot about how you tap onto your right brain and how your relationship with it, and how the interaction between the left and the right are also there, and that vertical integration with your body. So I know it's a long video, but it's more to put out there that do understand more about how your brain operates, left and right, and how your brain operates from a vertical point of view with your body. and then try to understand which kind of questions you want to pose yourself in order to go deeper and understand that relationship. So, stay safe, stay healthy, and talk again next week.